Welcome to the last best of 5 of the week. We're on Defender's Landing, spawning to the bottom left in purple, playing Terran for LDLC in France. It's Miyako. And to the top left, in teal, playing Zerk for All Inspiration and the US, it's WyScion. Who is yet undefeated in the FSL Season 3 Athena League, and is going for an early spawning pool. And an extractor. Makes sense, since Defender's Landing is the map with the shortest rush distance of them all. Let's see what Miyako can hold against it. Can Miyako actually do what no one else has been able to do this season and take a win off of her opponent? An actual series win. I think Kiwi and Koshki have already been able to take a map off of WyScion, but not a full best of 5. Barracks! Ooh! Hidden barracks for Miyako here as well. Pretty interesting what she is up to. Both players cheesing in some sort. Roachhorn already incoming. Looks as if WyScion wants to go for some burrowed roach shenanigans again. Or maybe a timing Roach Ravager push. We'll see. But she will also have problems identifying what Miyako is going to do. So, 2 Reapers on the way now. Looks as if Miyako just wants to pull a full Beyond here and just out-micro her opponent using Reapers. Okay, that's just a normal Reaper, nothing all too unexpected to see for WyScion here. But the second one, of course, might be the thing troubling her. And it will, like I said, not just barely not seeing it. Will be quite, might actually now see it. Okay, there are two Reapers now, so maybe that WyScion now knows what's up, but she may not even need it, because she already has 3 Roaches out. Okay, morphing them into Ravagers right ahead. Is probably expecting some big push to come right now after seeing that there were 2 Reapers there. Yeah, and Reapers, of course, not that great against Ravagers. So the Ravagers now waddling across the map here. We only have 4 Reapers, and I think even for Beyond, this would be difficult to deal with. So 3 Reapers in production right now, a 3 Rex Reaper build. Like I said, Miyako following the example of her idol. So WyScion trying to take out the cooling tower over here. Miyako trying to make something happen with Reaper grenades and Reaper fire, but the Reapers are already fairly low here. And WyScion just too good with her micro in order to fall for all of these grenades. I mean, some of these Ravagers are wounded, but still, it's not really that big of a thing. Behind that we see a factory incoming. I wonder what Miyako has planned for it. Maybe she wants to go into Cyclones right behind it, but she's still on 1 base and is not even trying to take another base. Now, finally, the Reapers have gotten up to a mass where she can just take a direct engagement here, trying to pick off these Ravagers, and has already gotten 2 of them. Might even actually be able to deal some decent damage to this hatchery over here before the Queens and Ravagers can finally go down. Always having these Reaper grenades in close to her in order to keep the army units from getting downwards that ramp. But now we have a lot of links. No speed links though, because WyScion of course skipped speed in order to get out these Roaches and Ravagers as quickly as possible. More Reapers arrive. This Queen should fall pretty easily, and this natural base will fall as well. And now actually Miyako and WyScion are both on 1 base once more. The factory is done. A command center now in the making for Miyako. She knows that if she wants to, or if she needs to play this game for a little bit longer, which seems to be the case, she will probably need a base eventually. Going into Starport straight away instead of something else. Probably wants to get Medivacs out as quickly as possible. Don't really think she wants to go into Liberators here. That would be fairly interesting after seeing that early Ravagers. But yeah, I mean, the economy of WyScion is in shambles. She's still ahead in workers and in army supply, so the only thing that Miyako has to worry about is a direct counterattack. But of course, that would be only the Roaches and the Roach Ravagers and the Zerglings, because the Queens could not really walk across the map that easily. So the debris will stay here for quite some time. Reapers by themselves will probably not be able to pick this off. And at the same time, the Overlord is still checking for a base that's not here. Now the base is flying across the map. And I think Miyako really wants to take down these cooling towers here. WyScion herself is trying to expand once more, but will be behind with her expansion by quite a lot. But again, I mean, the army is fairly potent. And in a direct engagement, I don't know how good this army composition will fight. But there's a bunker in place as well. Tech Lab, so it seems as if Miyako rather wants to go into either Banshees or Liberators with the range upgrade, which would also be fairly interesting, or even... no... or even Battle Cruisers, but I don't think so. Not right now, come on Mia. Come on. So Miyako just checking, doing the good stuff, checking for any hidden expansion, because that's really important. A lot of players have died thinking they denied the Zerg player the second base, when in reality there is another one up somewhere. So she really wants to make sure that there are no proxy hatcheries anywhere, or hidden. In that case, taking out the cooling tower, making it more difficult for her opponent to engage from two angles. But now there's only the way upwards the ramp or through this debris, but that would get scouted fairly easily. So WyScion has managed to get her second base up, is now taking a third one as quickly as possible, and this game now evolves into a usual macro game. Banshee plus Cloak in the making as well. So let's see, second Banshee already in the making. Let's see how much damage she can actually deal with this Banshee over here. So again, fairly interesting build by Miyako, and it dealt a lot of damage there. I think lesser Zergs could have actually gotten killed by that. So Reaper moving in will probably get killed, but might actually get a good scout. Okay, unfortunately not really. She saw the creep, but did she see the base? Not quite. Saw the Spore Crawler though, so she might actually expect her opponent to already having a third. Not a Banshee, so I think she just wants to wait for a few more Banshees, so that she then can fly across the map and deal some more damage. I really like the mass Banshee play here, I have to say. Especially against the army composition that WyScion is building. So third base will be done in just a few seconds. If we have a look at the workers, it's 30 to 37. The income tab is in favor of Zerg. Miyako sealing off the ramp. And is again trying to get more and more Marines and Banshees and everything. So, I mean, with a decisive push at a good time, she might actually be able to take all of this out. Will be a little bit more difficult against all of these Banelings, though. Oh, and will actually... no, okay, that looked a little bit odd. I think that might have been a misclick. She actually wanted to kill the Overlord, but by accident hit the debris and took out a few hit points. Well, no, she goes for it, okay. Wants to take it out in order to go right through the middle. Unfortunately, the Overlord will see all of that, and also sees the army composition with the Banshees involved. So WyScion actually has all the information, is already making Zerglings, because she knows that something is headed her way. Something wicked her way comes. And at that point in time, she's almost on 3 fully saturated bases. So if she can hold this one first push by Miyako, I think that should be game. Miyako not going for a third base behind it, so she's pretty all in. She hasn't... oh, she's even pulling the boys. Never mind. Yeah, she's totally all in, and she knows it. So that's, of course, the best thing she can do. Should have actually, I think, even gotten the... I mean, I think she still wants some units mining, so that she can just send more units across the map in case they are needed. After the first initial push, she might actually be in need of a few more units. So she wants to have them. Okay, Banelings crushing into most of the army. No splits there by Miyako whatsoever. It's pretty difficult to do with all the different units here. Unfortunately, the Banshees and Cloak only very, very late on There is a Spore Crawler and another one in place, so these can be seen. GG out, and WyScion takes the first map. Blood Boil is our second map. Spawning to the bottom right we have Miyako. And to the top left it's WyScion, leading 1-0. Ooh, Miyako go for the proxy it seems. What will it be this time around? So again, it seems Miyako is afraid of a straight-up macro game against our former Grandmaster player, which is understandable. So let's see what she wants to do somewhere out on the snowy fields of Blood Boil. WyScion in the meantime taking the natural hatch at the outdoor expansion. Miyako taking a time here, just waiting for the Overlord to pass, and will only then send in the SCV in order to build a proxy barracks. So we might actually see... I don't know, no, I think if she really wanted to stress Reapers once more, she would have sent more workers in order to do a proxy 3-Rex Reaper build. But this time I think she rather wants to have the barracks. I mean, she still has a second barracks here and gets a third one. Okay, never mind, it's going to be 3-Rex Reaper once more. Through the back door into the main base. So let's see how this is going to work out. It will get scouted fairly soon because this Overlord will reach the main entrance and see that there were 2 barracks. So she will expect it. But what will she be able to defend it? I mean, last time she had a lot of units available to defend it because she went for a cheese herself. This time around she went for a usual economic opening. So she has the spawning pool down, but it still might not be enough. So let's see if Miyako can just use the counter build and her micro in order to bring her opponent down. So, WyScion now sees the unusually placed barracks, and now the second one, and now, at the latest, knows what's up, is immediately constructing 6 more Zerglings. Speed is on the way. 2 queens in the making at the moment. So let's see, she knows about this ledge over here with the Overlord. So 1 Reaper over here. Reaper's at the moment just trying to get through the front entrance. It's not really a big amount here, but Miyako making sure that none of those dies. And they do heal up to their full health fairly quickly. So more Reapers incoming. Like I said, I think with a 3-Rex Reaper build I would have really liked to see a full committed Proxy Rex 3-Rex Reaper. But yeah, of course that's also difficult then maybe to hold at home if your opponent just goes for a quick counterattack. So Miyako just chose the in-between variant here. So now we already have 4, but also a lot of queens out and a lot of lings out as well. Speed is almost done, so once speed is done, this will become way more difficult for Miyako to micro. If WyScion should just manage to get only once around, it can be fairly difficult. Yeah, now she decides to go for the main base, and the lings are out of position. The queens also take quite some time in order to get up there, but there is a spine crawler in position, so not really a big chance to get so much damage done. So Miyako again trying to get through the main entrance. No spine crawler here, but lings and queens. So, and now of course WyScion tries to do the full surround here, and almost gets her nice little Reaper grenade there, not quite Beyond-like, but okay-ish. Helping these Reapers to most of these Reapers to escape, but I think the wind has been taken out of the sails for the most part. More and more Reapers being constructed. This time around Miyako goes for, I think, a little bit earlier of a command center. But yeah, I mean, the biggest problem still is that this time around Miyako will probably not be able to take down one of these bases. So WyScion defending all of this fairly nicely. Yeah, will get a queen. No, will not get it due to transfuses, and even losing more and more Reapers. This is not looking good for a French Terran, I'm afraid. Because like I said, I mean, the biggest problem is that WyScion already is on 2 bases, and once the Reaper aggression stops, she can just easily drone up and take a third, while Miyako will at that point have just only planted down her base. And now it seems as if, ooh, again, nice Reaper grenades. Like I said, not quite beyond-like, also hitting a few of her own Reapers, and now all of the Reaper forces are dead. The push is done and defeated. So only a few more Zerglings in production, just to make sure that Miyako won't be able to surprise her, but also a few drones in the mix as well. And now WyScion going for the counter-attack. And yeah, like I said, I mean, Miyako has just has tried to do it. That's actually a move I like quite a lot. Has tried to get like 3 command centers up right behind it, and with 3 command centers, Terran suddenly has a really big comeback potential here. You never ever underestimate a Terran on 3 orbital commands. That can be your last mistake. I mean, of course, it will be an uphill fight from here on out, and it will be it will be very difficult for Miyako to do. I mean, WyScion is not some low-level bronze player. She's an ex-GM Zerg, so she knows what she's doing, and she knows what Miyako might be capable from here on out. So Miyako doing the good thing, just tearing down that rock tower here, making it a little bit more difficult for her opponents to enter her bases, and yeah, taking 2 bases at a time. So she has to play catch-up from here on out, but like I said, with like 3 command centers, and well, 2 only right now, but there's a 3rd one incoming, and a good wall-off, she might actually be able to get back into the game. But like I said, it will be a difficult one. Is going into Starport right behind it. Factory into Starport. Yeah, I mean, the Starport is really needed in order to get some medevacs out, so that she will be able to at least apply some pressure here. Speed Overlords flying in order to get a good scout. Sees the building, sees that we have 3 barracks with add-ons, so that it's going to be bio. And nothing else. Also checks for the 3rd base over here, so now has a complete picture of everything. Yeah, like I said, I mean, a Terran producing SCVs out of 3 orbital commands plus mules, that can actually help your income, as we can see, quite a lot. Income actually better than that of WyScion, who is now already taking a 4th base. So yeah, I mean, that's really ridiculous. 60 to 38. Okay, now I think the mules have expired, but still, I mean, have a look at that. It's almost the same income in Mineral Rise, despite being 22 workers behind. Mules are good, man. Mules are good. There's no denying it. So, Miyako getting more barracks, getting up all of her infrastructure. Armory as well. Yeah, for her upgrades. She already has 1-1 through. Same as WyScion here. And yeah, actually the difference is not that big. I mean, 101 to 75, and most of it is in workers. And like I said, Miyako at that point in time does not need that many workers in order to keep up with the economy. Now, since the mules have expired, she's behind by a real amount. Okay, trying to get the medevacs out, trying to deal some counter pressure here and there, but unfortunately it gets totally shut down by WyScion. Still a good micro there by Miyako, trying to escape all of these banelings, doing as much damage as possible, but unfortunately 1 baneling hits nevertheless and takes out the rest of the forces. Would have been really nice had she managed to keep these 4 Marines alive, because every unit counts at that point in time, and so far she really has to make up for the losses early on in the game. So WyScion now optimally saturated on all of the bases, and also is starting to get the gold nicely saturated as well, taking a 5th base too. Not much that Miyako can do against it at that point in time. Yeah, WyScion flying through the base once more, sees all the barracks and everything producing, so she knows what's up. Doesn't really need any more information. And the question is, what can Miyako do? I mean, no mutas out so far, but there are 6 corruptors incoming in order to help out against liberators, and of course against medevacs. They are also pretty good. So, another drop over to the right-hand side. I think it already got scouted by this Ling and the watchtower. Yeah, it did. That's why we see WyScion moving most of her army units to the right-hand side. So don't really think that this drop will again deal a lot of damage there. Yeah, Miyako sees it immediately, moves out, knows that she won't be able to do anything, and doesn't really want to get caught by all these corruptors. A lot of gas sunk into all of these banelings, but WyScion is probably expecting another big marine tank or marine mine push, and marine mine is probably what Miyako is going for. But yeah, Miyako does not really have such a huge standing force, but it's a little bit bigger supply-wise than that of her opponent. I mean, have a look at that friggin' creep spread. It's almost... well, it's more than half across the map, so that's just insane. Miyako never had the chance to actually deny the creep spread at any point in the game. Now getting in with a few units over here, one drop over here, one drop inside the natural base, and unfortunately the ice rocks are not down yet. So it's mostly only Lings fighting against these Marines here. Marines trying to get a good angle and a good position somewhere where the Lings cannot really get a good surround. A few Lings die, but also a few of the Marines. This drop, unfortunately, did not really deal the damage that Miyako was looking for. It's trying to unload a few more units over here, but the banelings are ready. And again, this drop will not do the damage it needs to do. And now WyScion is getting pretty far ahead with all of these bases being uncontested. Nice little Widowmine shot over here, getting at least 8 workers, so that's at least something going for Miyako. But I mean, it doesn't really matter if you get 8 workers, but then you just lose 2 medivacs full of Marines. Then, of course, every little advantage you may have gotten by killing off workers just gets nullified. Still, almost at 3-3. If Miyako actually manages to hold out until 3-3 is done, no 3-3 incoming for WyScion so far. She doesn't even have a hive yet, if I see that correctly. So, if Miyako actually managed to buy herself a little bit of time until 3-3 hits, maybe dealing a little bit more damage here and there, she might actually be able to turn the game around with some good failing, with some good Widowmine connections and some good spreading. Well, not the best spreading here, better spreading like this, but there are just too many banelings tasteless. Just nothing she can do. 52 Zerglings in the making. More coming in from the left-hand side and from the right-hand side, and I think that could actually be it. WyScion might just be able to bulldoze her way through that wall. Would then even deny the 3-3, which would be catastrophic for Miyako, because that's actually the only advantage she can hope for. Moving out is really, really dangerous. I mean, have a look at the map vision of Miyako. It's just the outskirts of her base. That's all she can see. The Zerg could just come in from every angle at every second and destroy that force. No problem. WyScion decided to move back, gets more and more banelings. I mean, this is a hell of a lot of banelings. Just sends in a few links in order to see whether another base has been taken. Might even actually get a run by. Okay, but Miyako sees it, reacts immediately. No harm done there whatsoever. And now even takes out a few of these Zerglings, but these Zerglings are expandable, of course. Nothing she really needs to worry about. That was actually kind of an okay-ish baneling connection from Miyako. This one not so much. Losing a few Widowmines here and a few more Marines that she just cannot afford to lose. I mean, she needs this AoE damage. 3-3 is good, but if you don't have the masses to dish out the damage, it does not really matter. And here's the big push. And like I said, all the Widowmines get burrowed. It might actually help out a little bit. Ooh, the 3-3 is not done yet. This might just be the anti-timing for Miyako once more. Can she hold out a little longer until 3-3 kicks in? It might not even matter. The banelings run in. Great detonation there by the Widowmine, taking out a huge chunk of the army, but still some of these banelings connected. Ooh, okay, one of the and the 3-3 upgrade is through. Wow, that was really close. Still needs to repair, of course, part of that wall. And now, of course, maybe Miyako might be able to somehow come back into the game. I mean, 3-3 not even started for WyScion. Again, she now has a hive. Where's the... Is there an Nautilus cavern? There it is. Okay, no Nautilus cavern yet. I mean, it's still a tough fight for Miyako. I don't really want to hype this up too much, but at least now there's a small chance. But Miyako, yeah, that's, like I said, the biggest problem. Miyako would have needed to make use of that timing window where she actually has the advantage. I mean, it still will take like about 2 minutes before her opponent will be equal in at least the attacking upgrade, and 3-3 is still pretty good. But she would have needed to do something right now, but she can't because the forces are not there. And oh, that is so problematic for her. Moving a little bit forward, trying to deny some creep. Nicely done, but of course there's always, with this little force, there's always the risk of getting caught out in the open and losing more and more Marines. And yeah, normally Marines would be expendable at that point in time, but right now every unit is pretty important for Miyako. But still, I mean, denying creep is also pretty important. This creep spread is almost at her doorstep. But yeah, WyScion just playing it the safe way, waiting for the Ultralists to come out, waiting for the upgrades. She's not in a hurry. Not in a hurry whatsoever. She can easily just back up and wait. She knows that Miyako's troops are in shambles. Already getting some ghosts here in order to snipe down the Ultralists if need be. Or maybe even the Vipers. Ah, nice little block here once more by Miyako. Now taking out all of these links back here. Loses the depot though, but the depot is not even needed in order to seal this off completely. So now the engineering bay will hold for a little bit longer. Nice little move there by WyScion again, sending a lot of links around in order to take this down and keep a few units back here. Force Miyako to just leave a few units back here. I mean, look at the swarm. Look at the swarm. I mean, this blue is almost filling up the entire screen. It's ridiculous. WyScion just double expanding because why not? She can. And Miyako trying to take another command center here. Like I said, I mean, she's fighting for her life. She's really doing her best. And again, a lot of lesser Terrans would have already died to the constant pressure of our XGM. But WyScion doing the smart thing, just breaking through immediately. Big Widowmine connection, 21 kills. Not only by that shot, but that was a really good Widowmine connection. And Miyako again just sealing off everything. So even for these links it might be a little bit more difficult to really deal more damage. But still, again, Miyako again has to split up her forces, which is really annoying, of course. These can be counter-repaired, but still, I mean, having to send these units back in order to deal with this is still very annoying. And another Widowmine shot, 24! I don't know if this is a commando or what. Unfortunately, in this overlay it does not get shown. So, the big push might be incoming. We have Corruptors, we have Broodlords now even, and a few Ultralisks. So yeah, this should be pretty difficult to deal with. I mean, the ghosts, do the ghosts have cloak? No, they don't have cloak. Oh, cloak is just about to come in. Again, Miyako has to buy sometime, somehow. The command center dies, unfortunately. And the other command center might die as well. Really, really important buildings that Miyako would actually need in order to get back into the game. Sensor tower just showing her how much forces are behind the Broodlords, so she cannot just run on creep and try to gun them down, because all of the Banelings would just tear her apart in a second. Okay, Banelings running in, trying to get some good hits, but do not really get them. Still killing 5 workers, but the workers are not really what worries Miyako at the moment. So there we finally have some Vikings out, but of course they are also... Okay, that was a scream of a ghost. Now the rest of the army is streaming in, mostly Banelings killing everything that Miyako has. The spreading does not even matter. Too few Widowmines in order to really deal the damage that Miyako would need to do. Some hand-detonated Banelings trying to kill off these cloaked ghosts now. But yeah, I mean, the snipes killing off a few units as well. But I think at that point in time it does not really matter. 2 more Vikings trying to kill off these Broodlords, but there are Corruptors as well. I mean, most of the army of WyScion is dead, but here comes the Infestors. GG, and WyScion takes the 2-0 lead. Odyssey is our third map. Spawning to the top left, we have Miyako as purple Terran, and to the bottom right in teal, It's our Zerg player WyScion leading 2-0. She only needs one more game to close it out and finish the season in first place, undefeated. Or can Miyako come back and deny her the unstained victory? We'll see what she wants to do this time around. Extractor after hatchery, then going into pool. Good old standard opening by Zerg. Double gas by Miyako. Fairly interesting here. So we're probably going to see a tech focus build going straight into factory. Could be some cyclone push. Could also be her infamous battlecruiser build. So let's see what it's going to be. Scouting SCV on its way. Not planning to take a third base, a natural base anytime soon, though. WyScion's overlords moving across the map. First few drones on their way. Marines in the making. Might actually try to snipe this overlord here if it tries to fly towards the natural base. No. Okay, it's not moving them outwards. Would have been a neat maneuver. Okay, and there we have a starport and a tech lab already getting at it. So we could also see banshees. Or just liberators with range. Or the fusion core. Overlord moves in. Sees the reactor. A little bit too late for Miyako to move out and try to intercept this overlord. Metabolic boost almost done. No third base incoming for WyScion though. Yeah, of course, she saw that her opponent is still on one base. You don't really want to get too greedy and then get killed by the one base push. So, Marines, with the help of the medevac trying to take out that overlord, will get it eventually. So, denied. And then we have 4 Zerglings, which will probably also get caught out in the open. Okay, trying to move around, really wants to see if there is a base or not. So that's why WyScion is willing to sacrifice 3 of those 4lings, just in order to get the information and the confirmation. Might actually get inside the main base, well that is huge now. Okay, seeing everything inside the base, might even actually still get one of these SCVs. Ooh, this sling really deserving its food. But yeah, okay, fortunately for Miyako, the SCV is just moving around, the Zergling now only nibbling away. And in the meantime, we have the big push over here with a bunker incoming as well. So let's see if this one base push style can actually lead Miyako to victory. It's trying to secure a high ground position up here, and the bunker is of course in order to secure the siege tanks so that a runaround won't be that easy for WyScion. So now elevating the medevac, the tank into the main base, and now of course WyScion is in a little bit of trouble here with all these Marines out and the tank fire with tank fire from behind, but it seems as if WyScion just has a little bit too many units here in order for this push to really work out. The Liberator is not here yet. So I think with an additional Liberator it might have been a little bit more easy, but the Siege Tank unfortunately cannot really get picked up by medevacs anymore. This push would have probably been way more easy for Miyako to execute hadn't the Siege Tank been nerfed quite some while ago. Lynx moving towards the natural base once more, also trying to intercept units that are walking across the map. She might even actually be able to break through these supply depots because, oh no, actually never mind, there's a siege tank right behind it. So Miyako's at least safe over there, but the bunker will get broken down as well. The Liberator did not really deal any damage at all. The 4 queens are still alive, and WyScion is still on 2 healthy bases to the only 1 base of Miyako. Miyako knows she's totally all in anyways, so just tries to keep going with what she's doing. She knows that before she can even think of getting a base up again, she needs to deal some significant damage she hasn't dealt at all like this. Okay, I mean, yeah, with the mass transfuses, ooh, actually losing one, a little bit sloppy there is WyScion, but no, not really sloppy, she didn't have any energy left for transfuses anymore. Okay, another cute trick here, trying to get the tank on the little high ground here, between low ground and the upper high ground. So yeah, it's WyScion trying to get in, but the tank was in position, all the army units moving out once more, but that is a really small force, we have to say. 3rd base incoming for WyScion, trying to move around with a few links once more. Maybe even wants to... Does she have a Baneling Nest? No, she does not, so no Baneling breakthrough. A lot of units also at home. Yeah, we'll probably... might actually even try to counter-push once more. Okay, that was actually pretty strange. I don't really know. Yeah, obviously wants to get a few more Hellions out and is now trying to get a command center here. But like I said, I mean, WyScion is already infinitely ahead. We have 37 to 24 workers. We have a 3rd base now done. Upgrades are okay-ish, but WyScion is ahead, will get her own upgrades way earlier. Is already having a healthy army, we have to say. So army-wise and worker-wise, WyScion is ahead, so the economy lead is better. The only thing that's going for Miyako right now is tech. She has a few more high-tech units than her opponent, but can she actually stress that fact? That is the question here. She definitely needs to take out that 3rd base over here. If that 3rd base ever gets saturated, Miyako is dead. So let's see what she can do. WyScion in the meantime... Well, still funny enough, she's using the left-hand side in order to approach her enemy's base. Seems as if she rather just wants to get between all of the 3 bases, like sieging up somewhere in the middle, so that all of these units will never come together again. Or she just thought that a 3rd base would be down here. She probably does not know where the 3rd base actually is. No, she does not. Was probably expecting the 3rd base to be here, but it isn't. So that is actually bad news. Maybe she just wants to elevate once more? That is really odd. Okay, she wants to elevate again into the main base. Yeah, drops a few units down here. Cannot drop the siege tank as well, there's not enough space. Oh, siege tank just moving out on its own. Okay. No, it does not anymore. Again, I think WyScion is already preparing to intercept units coming from the main base. And the banelings. Okay, but this time around it just gets not sieged up, but it was unsieged and could just get lifted by the medevac. And now, of course, with the Liberators having a nice little sieged up position here, Miyako might be able to stress her tech advantage. Okay, units coming in from behind. We have some Hellions in position that can actually kind of kill those units off. The Baneling's not really helpful against the units standing on this ledge. A lot of units die to the Liberator fire here. The Queen's just trying to take the Liberators out of the sky, but do barely not get it! Whoa! And now, of course, the sky is ruled supreme by Miyako. The counterattack is going towards the natural base. There will be only 2 Marines that will probably get eaten alive. Or not. And then we have the command center trying to land, but it just can't because of the Zerglings are around. So no way, Spire incoming, because WyScion of course needs something to fight against these pesky Liberators. But still, I mean, Miyako, even having all these army units close towards that position, is still giving her opponent a lot of breathing room here. I mean, there's no way that Miyako can actually advance further into the base, now even has to take care of the units nibbling away at her own depots. Might actually even get through here before the Hellions can actually roast them. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. WyScion was not even paying attention towards these units. But base has not been saturated yet, but is about to be. And this is just a huge-ass army. I mean, even with the Liberator just slowly inching forward, the advance is just too slow. That is actually the problem here. Miyako is not really making enough ground in a reasonable amount of time. So the longer this goes, the more time WyScion actually has to get a good army up and just crush this. Yeah, it will be a little bit more difficult to get the Liberators out of the sky, but not with enough Mutalisks around. So WyScion just playing the waiting game, being patient, not trying to freak out and crush this position before it really is time to crush it. The only thing she needed to make sure is that her opponent has just taken a command center down here, so economy-wise Miyako is down anyways. And now she's sending just some links across the map she can afford to lose. Checking for a third base, because maybe Miyako was going for a 3 command center build right behind it. Yeah, and now the siege position gets crushed. Tanks die, and that were actually the last of Miyako's standing forces. 68-9, 113 to 26. GG, and WyScion takes the series 3-0.